Right, so something a little different tonight. I've got a stack of records here, mainly vinyl actually, but a few 78s in the bottom. And what was special about these records was that they were free. I got these at a car boot sale, which is a kind of like a flea market, and all but one of them was free. And we'll just quickly go through and have a look, see what I got. And you'll notice a sort of theme, sort of music that I quite like. So this is a Fatswaller Favourite, programmed by Fatswaller and his Rhythm. This is the sort of record which it is a long playing record. But it's very much in the sort of 78 sort of style, as in terms of how it looks. And in fact, they put long playing on them to make sure that people didn't accidentally put them on their wind-up gramophones. Because at the point when this record was made, H&V were still selling wind-up machines. They were selling the 102 portable. I don't know if there's a date on this. But they would have been selling wind-up portables at the point this was made. Next one is this Jelly Roll Morton. This is actually part 3 of a set. I didn't get the other parts, unfortunately, but even so, it's still quite nice. I have a few Jelly Roll Morton records. I have to admit, I couldn't honestly say that I know any of them, or maybe that I'm even particularly a fan, but yeah, it's a name that comes up quite a lot in the 78 world, so I thought that was worth picking up. Now, another name that I recognise, this is Nat Cann and his Georgians. Again, a name I recognise. I couldn't honestly say I know any of the music, but you know, it's quite nice. Got a picture of a 78 on the back there. I thought that was worth picking up. Now this is Woody Herman, another famous name from the 78 era. This one's a bit later though. Did find a date on this. I did have a little look through, but I think this is 60s. But anyway, I thought that was worth having. This one, An Evening with Groucho. Well, again, I know very little about Groucho. I think this is Groucho Marx. I've no idea what's really on here. But again, it was free. So I thought, why not? Why not have a couple of records and listen and see what it's like? I think this is comedy as opposed to singing. There might be comedic songs on here though as well. Now, I'm not a fan of Mario Lanza. Really, although he's quite good, I suppose. It does mention Caruso, at least that's what I thought it was talking about, but I think The Great Caruso is actually a film, so this is actually a selection of stuff done by Mario Lanza. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll give it a play at some point. Marlene Dietrich. I'm sure I've not said that quite correctly. Songs from classic films, 1928 to 38 recordings. I'm not sure if I've got any of her stuff actually on 78. I thought that was worth having. Again, it's probably a sort of 60s, 70s record. Flanagan and Allen, or The Best of Flanagan and Allen. That's a comedy duo from the UK. Very popular at the time. Songs like Underneath the Arches, which I do have on 78, although not necessarily by them. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. There's a whole load of songs on there which certainly if you are in the UK and of a certain age, you will recognise. I think this might have been pretty much the first I picked up. There's no sleeve on it, but this is Party Time, 36 all-time hits, quick step melodies, Joe Loss and his orchestra. This is another long play. Waltz melody, quick step melody, waltz melody, not quite sure what it's referring to there, but there's 36 all-time hits apparently. So no sleeve unfortunately, but it could sound quite good, I think. This one here, Jazz Classics New Orleans again, Jelly Roll Morton, King Oliver, Louis Armstrong, the original Dixieland Jazz Band, I've heard of them. Yeah, again, not particularly familiar with any of it, but you know, again, I thought probably worth picking up. The Dorsey Brothers, or the Dorsey Brothers Orchestra, actually, Mood Hollywood. Probably know some of this stuff. Certainly have heard of them. Actually, there's a 1985 date on this one. I can see that there. So that's when that collection is from. Obviously, the original recordings, 20s and 30s. Well, actually, it says, I think, looks like the 30s. Stan Kenton and his orchestra, Carnegie. This, I think, is from Carnegie Hall. And yeah, 1951, so quite late as far as I'm concerned, as far as recordings, but apparently a very famous set of recordings which have been reproduced here. Another Marlene Dietrich, again, I'm sure that's not right, record, where she's singing in German with the orchestra of Burt Bacharach. And this, I think, is from the 60s, if I remember rightly. I did look it up. Yeah, there's a date 1960 there, so it's sometime probably in the 60s. So yeah, might be worth listening to. This one is I think a gatefold, so 2 records and a nice gatefold. The Complete Artie Shaw, Volume 5, 1941 to 1942. Presumably he did quite a lot of stuff if 2 LPs only cover 2 years. Again, do I really know any of it? Oh, Georgia on My Mind, that sounds familiar. I probably know several of these, but again, why not when it was free? This one, now there weren't many 78s in the pile. This is the Sweetheart Waltz, Victor Sylvester and his Ballroom Orchestra. And on the other side, I think it's a Quick Step. So I thought, yeah, as it's free, might as well have that one. That might be quite nice to listen to. This one, nice sleeve. This is When Somebody Thinks You're Wonderful. This is a Fatswaller. And yeah, I mean, the sleeve's quite nice. No pictures of any gramophones on, but otherwise quite nice. And a nice Fatswaller. About the only thing wrong with it is that I'm absolutely sure I have this very record. It may be a better copy, it may not be. But yeah, I thought I'm not going to leave a Fatswaller record just lying there to be thrown away. And then the last one is actually the one I paid for, and I paid the grand sum of 50p. Which is I don't know how much that is for comparison. I'll see if I can actually put up some pricing in other currencies. But this one is well, it's to Mr. S. Pater or Mr. Spater, wishing you a very happy birthday from Olive. Now, hopefully there'll be some talking on it, maybe birthday wishes, maybe even a year, but I did, only after I bought it did I notice there is a title here which is I know that my Redeemer lives. Sorry, I know that my Redeemer liveth. And so it may just be a song, but I thought that was worth having. There is actually something, yeah, it's a little bit mouldy. You can see there. There is something on both sides, but it may just be 2 copies of the same thing. I have come across that before, where I had a pair of very similar records and they turned out to have exactly the same stuff on them. Okay, so that's my free stuff, apart from this one, which cost me very little money. I suppose you could say it was like 1/6 the price of a cup of coffee in a coffee shop, if you want to put it like that. What do you think? Were they worth picking up? Are there any I should listen to particularly first? Let me know. in the comments. And if you like this video, then please give it a like, and also how about watching this video here too. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.